And thank you for joining us. I'm Gene Burke.
And I'm Casey Freeman. And for the first time, we're hearing from the witnesses of this dramatic scene behind me of what happened in Cave City over the weekend.
We first showed you video Saturday of a man driving a skid steer, flipping vehicles at Treasure Trove Park. The accused, Roy Spiker, is still in jail, but those witnesses are still recovering.
WBKO's Meredith Scheimer shares their story with us in our top story at 6.
What he done last weekend was one of the most brutal things that I've ever seen.
My grandkids won't come out here. They said, Papa, we won't come back out there. They said, that man might come back.
Employees I spoke with of Treasure Trove Park say former Vice President Roy Spiker has changed. They say the partnership had gone sour recently, and he allegedly was targeting 2 current employees.
He came from the top of the hill. He was going towards my vehicle. He said, now, Ian, I'm going to destroy your car. He always called me the N word. So as he came on through, me and my wife had got away because he almost ran over her. So he really messed her man up. She can't even sleep at night. She's dreaming, screaming. So I had to wake up to take care of her. It's really hurt her bad.
Employee Bobby Miner and his grandkids were in his house on the property when they saw Spiker barreling towards them.
Here he comes up toward my house. There was a car sitting in the way where he couldn't get to me. So he proceeds to pick it up and start trashing it and moving it over, almost sitting on top of my daughter's car. And then he backs up, flips around, and starts coming around the car, laughing, all big-eyed and stuff.
Miner says that's when he fired shots at Spiker, who police say was injured by the skid steer's glass shattering from the gunshot. The entire incident now has witnesses of the scene still feeling scared for their life.
He hit my husband's vehicle. He hollered racist words when he hit it and was laughing hysterically.
I still hear the skid steer. I don't feel safe inside because I can't see what's coming, and I hear like the interstate or cars going by, and I can't see what's coming.
According to police, Spiker's intention was not violence.
Mr. Spiker, he claimed he wasn't there to hurt nobody. He just was mad and was destroying property.
Treasure Trove President and CEO Tuck now tells me they have to close down Treasure Trove here in Cave City and move to a different location. For now, I'm Meredith Scheimer reporting in Cave City for WBKO News.
People don't just go on rampages in skid steers. So there's got to be a whole nother side to the story.
Here comes Roy in this ridiculous Mercedes. Ridiculous. All right. Want me to shut the gate? I'll shut the fuck.
You have Michael Barrick, or also known as Kentuckiana Jones. And on the right, in the white shirt, you have Roy Spiker. The two of these guys, from what I can tell, are the 2 main investors of this Treasure Cove. And Roy either loaned, or there was a deal where Roy was going to put in a bunch of money and he was going to be paid back by Michael Barrick. And that's where Roy is saying that he never got his money back, but Michael Barrick is claiming that he paid him all his money back. So this old guy, Roy, worked his whole life, invested all his life savings, and at 76 years old, Roy has lost his life savings. And that's why, supposedly, he jumped in the skid steer and he trashed this guy's property, mainly the trucks. And there's supposedly a committee of people that are involved in this Treasure Cove Park lean heavily to the Michael Barrick side. He's got a lot of family members in there. He's got friends. So Roy's pretty outnumbered.
Roy, stop! engage, guys.
Oh my God!
He shot?
Pretty sure he shot.
Fuck. Thomas, he shot.
Pretty sure he shot.
That was a warning shot?
He gave him 3 shots and he kept on.
Oh no. Is he shot?
Take it fucking down! Yeah, he shot. Look at it. He wouldn't get the damn thing out of the road. He shot.
We are following a developing breaking news story right now out of Cave City, Kentucky. Now, Cave City Police Chief Paul Reynolds just confirmed to us that a civil dispute in Treasure Trove Park this evening led to a man flipping cars while driving a skid steer. Chief Reynolds says the skid steer driver, identified as Roy Spiker, then fled to a home where the owner of the home fired shots at him, damaging the vehicle. Spiker was arrested and no injuries were reported. We'll bring you any updates to this story both on air and online.
Just watching the carnage video, you know, all these people are saying that Roy was out there to kill him and he was after them, he was going to run them over. Everybody's standing around Roy while he's in the skid steer. If he wanted to hurt somebody, all he would have had to do was turn the right way, because the people were standing within a foot or two of the skid steer. He just had to whip that thing around. I never once saw him chase anybody with the skid steer. He only went after the vehicles and property, fences, trucks. Especially if he wanted to hurt somebody, obviously he's going to go after Michael Barrick first. At the beginning of the video, it starts with him destroying Michael Barrick's black truck. And Michael Barrick is sitting there the whole time, standing in front of the skid steer with his phone out, recording everything Roy does. So if he wanted to hurt Michael Barrick, he absolutely could have at any point. At 1:54 in that video, Michael Barrick is walking around with a video or his phone in his hand, and he's asking everybody that's standing around watching this, or most likely filming it with their phone, what their name is, because he wants them as a witness. At that point, Michael Barrick turns around, walks right in front of Roy in the skid steer while Roy's kind of like turning the forks from the truck to the right. And Michael Barrick walks right in front of those forks with the skid steer moving and Roy in it. Michael Barrick was afraid for his life. He certainly wouldn't be standing there in front of Roy. He would be hiding behind a vehicle or a house or something. These people that they're claiming that their lives are in danger and they're feared for their lives and they can't sleep at night. That's how you know this whole thing is bogus. They stole the guy's money and they're saying that they didn't. They paid him back. It's bogus. You can tell just by the way they're telling their story that they're afraid to sleep at night, and now they have to find a whole new parcel of land because they can't go back to the treasure trove property it's all grifting and gotcha and trying to steal more money from people. I'm just waiting for their GoFundMe to pop up out of nowhere. And then at 2:24 in the Rampage video, Roy's now finished with the truck and he's finished with this black SUV, and now he's headed out of the driveway into the street. From what it looks like, I'm not familiar with the layout. That's what it looks like. So he's driving. Michael Barrick is at the beginning of the driveway and he's still trying to get people's names and witnesses and all that stuff. He sees Roy coming. Roy lifts the forks up in the air so he can see completely and not be view restricted by the forks of the skid steer. So Roy moves them up in the air as he's moving. He gets to the back of the Michael Barrick's black truck when Michael Barrick decides he's going to run to the left behind the truck, but he dives on the ground like a buffoon. If you're fearing for your life, you're not going to dive on the ground out in the open. The last thing you want to do is be on the ground where you can be run over and squashed with those tracks. This guy is not in fear for his life. He's putting on a show. And then again, at 3:34, there's a gentleman all in black. It's not Michael Barrick, it's another guy. And he's literally trying to punch Roy in his face through the front of the skid steer. If Roy wanted to hurt somebody, he absolutely could have. The guy's standing in front of the skid steer, just waiting to be run over. He's not fearing for his life. So for a gentleman to come out with a rifle, a scoped rifle, and take shots at Roy from a distance is 100% attempted murder for one. Roy never went after a single person. Nobody had to run for their life. They all stood around and watched him and filmed him, threw punches at him, and screamed at him. That's how unfair for their life they were. And all these people in this Rampage video, they're all relatives or married to relatives of his that are going after Roy and causing this display. They're all sticking up for Michael Barrick, saying he didn't take Roy's money, but they're all related, they're all in the same gang, and they're all attacking Roy. Of course they're gonna say Michael Barrick gave him back his money. Tracy dropped pictures of checks that Michael Barrick supposedly had written to Roy. But anybody can do that. They can cash their own checks that they write out into their own account. It doesn't mean just because you made out a check, that money made it to that person. And you can also sign Roy's name on the check. It doesn't mean Roy signed his name. You could have forged that name easily. Plus, you could also have Roy cash a check. Doesn't mean you can't cancel that check within 2 weeks. The same with a cashier's check. They're not guaranteed. There's so many frauds out there. If you go to a check cashing station, they won't take cashier's checks anymore because they're so easily forged. And so apparently, like, somebody's holding these checks to Roy, claiming that he cashed them. But if you're holding the check, where did you get the check from if Roy cashed it at the bank?